Briefly, we're so honored to have West Virginia University in the Orange Bowl this year. Certainly they won the Big East and earned the right to go. They're playing a very good team about 500 miles away at Clemson, who's the ACC champion. We think we have a great matchup. We certainly have two teams that know how to play offense pretty well with number 7. I think West Virginia is number 7 ranked, and the Clemson is certainly a top 15 team as well. One thing about the Orange Bowl and our mission is to have people come down from both universities, make it an experience not just about a game, but an entire week, an entire festival. We have events that are starting sometime around the 31st, where we close down South Beach in an area that you all may know as Ocean Drive, or on South Beach called Ocean Drive. We close that down, and we have a coliseum that we sort of create of our own. And there will be performers and major artists from around the country that will be singing and throughout the 2 or 3 days of New Year's. Then we also have, as they get closer to game time, we have the Coaches Luncheon, which is the day before game. That is at one of the local hotels, about 700 people, coaches, alumni, various dignitaries and things like that. Then, of course, we have game day. Game will be on January 4th, the Discover Orange Bowl, around 8 o'clock. And before that, we have the Bud Light tailgate zone, which is open to everybody that would like to go, starting around 11:30 in the morning, all the way up until around kickoff. So we're trying to make an entire week of the whole event, trying to make it a festival. And that's what we started out 7, 8 years ago when the Orange Bowl was first created, and we continue with that mission today. So if anybody has any questions, happy to answer anything that you all may want.
Can you talk about how the draw West Virginia brings compared to some of the other at-large teams you brought in over the years?
Well, it certainly has been a difference. In the past with the ACC team, Virginia had been there, I think, the last 3 out of the last 4 years before this. So certainly having a team that's the ACC side, that was certainly great to have somebody from Clemson who is new to the Orange Bowl experience. And then, of course, with you guys, the West Virginia winning the Big East and the 3-way tie and came out on top as being the top team in the rankings, the BCS rankings, made you all qualified. So certainly we're looking forward to it. Both schools travel very well. There seems to be a lot of enthusiasm on both sides of the table, and we think that's going to bring a lot of fans down. And our goal is to obviously bring the fans down, make the experience good for everyone, and make it a fun week. That's what it's all about.
Any guesstimate on ticket sales? How many?
Well, we had pre-sold almost close to 60,000 tickets, with both people that are buying tickets themselves, as well as each school buys a certain allotment, and those tickets are available for people that are interested from West Virginia by going onto your website at www.WVU.com, and we encourage everybody from the university to buy those tickets through your own website. We want you to sell out your own tickets. The West Virginia team will be, or the fans will be, in the northwest quadrant of the stadium, and the Clemson team or fans are in the southeast quadrant of the stadium. So it creates a nice atmosphere, certainly nice colors in the stadium, and the balance of the fans that will come are from local fans that are just support the Orange Bowl over the years, and people of interest that happen to be in town.
You mentioned that ticket allotment. What is it for each school?
17,500 tickets. And ticket prices, I think, are starting anywhere from around $95 up to $165, depending if you all want to upgrade. And that's in the lower area as well in the upper area of the upper corner of the end zone.
How close did you guys follow the Big East race down to the wire? Did you have an eye on it the whole time?
Put it this way, when Truscott and I were sitting at Miami International Airport, I was at Miami International Airport, he was in Orlando. I walked up to American Airlines agent and I said, I have a problem. I said, I don't know where I'm going. And she says, well, I haven't heard that one before. So literally, we were following it the whole way. We did not know what the Sugar Bowl was going to do. The way that the ranking went is because of they had to select the ones that went out because of the SEC. You had a Fiesta, Sugar, and then the Orange. We weren't quite sure what was going to happen with the Sugar. And once they finally made a decision as to what they were going to go, that left us the opportunity to invite the Big East team, which was West Virginia. And of course, on the other side, we had the automatic qualifier of the ACC. So we're following it to the very moment.
How did the game change from the old facility to the new facility? I remember the Orange Bowl being, talk about that.
Well, you know, the old facility, you know, had its flavor, certainly its history. You know, the environment was a little different than what we have right now. Now we've got you know, suites and air conditioning and bathrooms that actually flush and things like that. So, you know, it's certainly been a lot different. But, you know, we're so proud to have a great partnership with Sun Life Stadium, with the Miami Dolphins, and of course Discover. And it certainly creates a difference. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It all comes down to money and people wanting a little bit better experience. You know, once you start off in that game, you know, the football's kicked to the very end. There's not one quiet moment. There's always something going on with trying to promote somebody's product. And good news is that we have two teams that are so closely matched, haven't seen each other than one time. And I think that that's going to make a very interesting matchup and a very exciting game. So we're certainly looking forward to it.
You also have two head coaches who haven't obviously been head coaches in BCS Bowls before.
That's right.
Do you guys enjoy, I mean, you talked a little bit about it before with the kind of new blood that you're seeing down there.
New blood and new experiences. And I think that is something that is exciting about at least hosting teams that are coming down that have not been there before. You know, we have two separate host committees that handle the hosting. The ACC team will be at the Westin Diplomat up in Fort Lauderdale, in Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood in Broward County, and the non-ACC team, West Virginia University, will be at the Fountainbleau down in Miami. And they come down there, they don't know what to expect. And you know, our motto for hosting is three things: hospitality, hospitality, and hospitality. Starting from the day that they land at the tarmac and have fire hoses from 2 fire engines spraying over the plane, the players are wowed immediately. They come down the stairs, they're handed orange and a backpack and a snack because they're hungry. And then they're taken off to the Fountainbleau right on the beach in warm weather with 18 police officers on motorcycles. So whenever they travel, they are have police officers that take them. It's presidential, and it's an amazing experience. But this is what the players have earned. I mean, this is their week. This is what they have worked so hard for, and that's what's special about going to a BCS game.
What sort of hospitality, you mentioned hospitality, can West Virginia fans expect when they travel to Miami?
Well, the hospitality for the fans themselves is also going to be probably organized through your alumni association, through your various offices. It's being worked on right now. I know that they're trying to arrange various maybe items that will parties will take place actually at the tailgating the day of the game, and there may be some other events that will be occurring throughout the city of Miami and up in Fort Lauderdale. So those stuff is being worked on. And I think that if you guys check out the website, you'll be able to find those events as they come online, and those are being developed because when we were meeting with the officials of West Virginia University this morning, they want to make it a whole experience. Don't go down just for a game, turn around and come back home. And so those things are being worked on right now.
You all didn't, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
How cold does it usually get in Miami around New Year's?
You know, we have a lot of fronts. So if it comes down and it hits right, it could be cold. I remember when Iowa played 2 years ago, and I saw the Iowa players with goosebumps on their arms, and they said it was pretty darn cold because we get the a breeze off of the Gulf Stream. So it gets pretty cold. However, if you know, that only lasts a day or two, and then it's warm again because we have our the warm east breezes of South Florida. So the chances are that anybody that comes down, you won't be wearing pants. And in Miami, if you want to get dressed up, you actually wear socks. If you don't want to get dressed up, you don't wear socks. You wear flip-flops and shorts and T-shirts the entire time.
You alluded to the selection process. I mean, this this matchup sort of fell in your lap. I mean,
Yes.
you got Clemson, that's an automatic tie-in, and then you had the last pick, which came down to be West Virginia because it's an automatic selection. Given that you didn't really have a choice, you've got to be pleased with the matchup that you got, do you not?
Definitely, very, very pleased. I mean, you know, it was touch and go there for a while. We weren't sure about what was going to happen with TCU. Were they going to make the top 16? You know, what would the Sugar Bowl select? You know, what was going to happen with Baylor? What was going to happen with Kansas State? You know, there were so many opportunities, and then we don't look at it as being left with it. We were fortunate enough to be able to get teams like West Virginia, and certainly we already had the automatic qualifier. So for us, it was a good opportunity. You know, West Virginia is only 18 hours by driving, so you know, it's certainly a doable trip. And I understand school doesn't go back till the following Monday, so it'll be a nice student road trip.
Do you think that having West Virginia is a good draw, considering the good large contingent of alumni down in the Florida area?
Absolutely. I mean, we met with the Alumni Association president today, and you know, he certainly is extremely excited about the number of alumni. We know that the tremendous draw from the Washington, D.C. area, and certainly within your state, and New York and New Jersey area. And so we hope that those people take the time to hop on a plane, come down to Miami, and hang out at the Orange Bowl and see the game as well as enjoy the festivities. So we do think it's going to be it's a great draw, really is, especially because you know you all support your fans. That's certainly something special. You travel.
The fact that two offensive teams, does that make it a bonus? Maybe?
Well, I read something this morning, and Coach had said, well, at least it's not going to be a 6-3 game. It's going to be a highly offensive, and they're going to have a lot of points scored. It's going to be a long game, probably going to four plus hours, because there'll be so much passing going around and lots of points. We have television at 8 o'clock. Only a game that's going on that night, so it's certainly going to be a nice affair for the country to see two great teams that have only seen each other once.
I seem to remember the parade always being a big part of that. Talk about how the schools will be involved in that.
Well, unfortunately, the parade, due to economics, is no longer. We ended up dropping that about, I think, around 12 years ago, or 10 or 12 years ago, for reasons, for economic reasons. It just wasn't as profitable. So the parade doesn't exist, but the band is involved during the coaches' luncheon. They're involved at the tailgate zone. And I know you all have such a great band at this university, and it certainly has a lot of tradition. And the band will be involved in the entire experience, and their presence will be known. And so we don't have the parade, but we have other things. And our halftime show this year is also a world-renowned recording artist by the name of Train. So normally we've had other artists that we had ZZ Top at one time, but we've got a pretty up-and-coming or certainly well-known artist right now. So we're very excited about our halftime show. Well, thank you very much.